7 chakras. There are actually 12 chakras in the main body, but today we're only going to focus on the 7 most well-known, currently active, and widely known ones. The 12 chakra system expands on the traditional 7, incorporating 5 additional transpersonal chakras: Earth Star, Soul Star, Stellar Gateway, Universal, and Divine Gateway, to connect the body with deeper grounding and higher spiritual consciousness. This system includes 7 primary centers along the spine and 5 higher-lower energy points for soul-level wisdom. The 12 chakra system breakdown. 1. Earth Star Chakra, below feet, grounding, connecting with Earth's energy. 2. Root Chakra, base of spine, survival, stability, security. 3. Sacral Chakra, lower belly, creativity, emotions, sexuality. 4. Solar Plexus Chakra, stomach, power, motivation, ego. 5. Heart Chakra, center of chest, love, compassion, healing. 6. Throat Chakra, throat, communication, expression. 7. Third Eye Chakra, between brows, intuition, wisdom, clairvoyance. 8. Crown Chakra, top of head, consciousness, spiritual connection. 9. Soul Star Chakra, above head, soul's purpose, spiritual growth. 10. Universal Chakra, above head, universal consciousness, flow. 11. Galactic Chakra, above head, advanced spiritual skills, telepathy. 12. Divine Gateway Chakra, above head, connection to divine realms and divinity.
All 12 of these are currently active, and there is more to this at another time. These chakras are often activated through meditation, visualization, and sound, designed for energy mastery and spiritual ascension.
The 12 Days of Christmas.
The 12 Days of Christmas, or Christtide, represent the festive Christian season celebrating the birth of Jesus, running from Christmas Day, December 25th, to the evening of the Epiphany, January 5th, or 12th night. It symbolizes the time the Magi took to travel to Bethlehem and is, in some traditions, interpreted through a song hiding religious symbols. Key aspects of the 12 Days of Christmas. Duration: December 25th, Christmas Day, to January 5th, 12th night. It is not the 12 days leading up to Christmas, but the 12 days after. Significance: it honors the Nativity and culminates in the Epiphany, January 6th, celebrating the wise men's arrival, often known as Three Kings Day. Historical or religious context: it is a time for religious feast days, starting with St. Stephen's Day, December 26th, and continuing through to the Epiphany, serving as a period of joy and reflection. The song's hidden meanings, traditional interpretation. The carol is believed by some to be a catechism song for Catholics in England, 1558 to 1829, to teach faith secretly, though this is debated.
Partridge in a Pear Tree, Jesus Christ. 2 turtle doves, Old and New Testaments. 3 French hens, faith, hope, and charity. 4 calling birds, the 4 Gospels. 5 golden rings, the first 5 books of the Old Testament. 6 geese a-laying, the 6 days of creation. 7 swans a-swimming, the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit. 8 maids a-milking, the 8 Beatitudes. 9 ladies dancing, the 9 fruits of the Holy Spirit. 10 lords a-leaping, the 10 commandments. 11 pipers piping, the 11 faithful disciples. 12 drummers drumming, the 12 points of belief in the Apostles' Creed.
Usage examples and synonyms. Examples: singing the carol, hosting parties between Christmas and Epiphany, gift giving on all 12 days. Synonyms or related terms: Christmastide, the 12 days, Twelvetide, 12th night, the final night, Epiphanytide, following the 12 days. For visual representations, you might look for images of the carol's characters, nativity scenes, or depictions of the three kings, which reflect these traditional religious meanings.
Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti.
The solfege syllables do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti originate from an 11th century Latin hymn, but in esoteric and spiritual traditions, they are often interpreted as a vibrational scale of consciousness or a divine secret mapping the journey from potential to realization, bridging the heavens and the human experience. Here is a common breakdown of the spiritual meanings. Do, dominus, God or unmanifested potential, the root, source, or divine creator, the beginning of all creation. Re, Regina Caeli, Queen of Heaven, felt potential, the initial movement or reflection of potential, the descent of energy. Mi, Miraculum, miracle or gathering energy, the manifestation of spirit into matter, the union of male-female or heaven-earth energies. Fa, Fatus, destiny or devotional energy, the balancing of tension and openness to the outside world, the path of destiny. Sol, Solaris, the sun, solar consciousness, fearlessness, and vitality, the inner fire. La, Lactea, the Milky Way or intuition, connection to the cosmos, the voice or intuition guiding the soul. T, Sidereal, the stars or merging, the bridge or crossing between two worlds, human and divine, the leading tone back to a higher do.
Key themes: spiritual evolution. It is seen as a way of moving through different energetic, emotional, or mental states to heal and achieve enlightenment. Sacred frequencies, though distinct from the traditional 11th century solfege, relate these tones to the solfeggio frequencies, believed to repair DNA, release emotional trauma, and activate higher states of consciousness. Inner music. The scale is viewed as a hidden frequency within all of us that, when tuned properly, aligns the mind, body, and spirit.
The seventh sign.
Key aspects of the seventh sign spiritually: divine completion, Sabbath. Rooted in the biblical creation story, the seventh sign marks the end of a cycle, suggesting the work of spiritual growth is complete, and it is time to rest in God's presence. The Chariot, Tarot, as the seventh card in the major arcana, it represents willpower, control over opposing forces, body and mind, and victory through focus. Chakra alignment. The seventh chakra, Sahasrara, is the crown chakra, representing the pinnacle of energy flow and spiritual enlightenment. Numerical significance, 777. In angel number interpretation, sevens often signify that you are aligned with your higher purpose, urging you to trust your intuition and embrace inner work. Union of material and spiritual. The number 7 represents the union of 3, spiritual trinity, and 4, the physical, worldly nature, embodying a fully integrated spiritual being.
In contextual prophecy. Revelation. The seventh sign is often interpreted as part of the unfolding end-time events, seals, trumpets, and bowls, signaling the final battle and God's ultimate triumph. Native American wisdom. Some traditions speak of the seventh generation, who will carry the old ways into a new age, led by their hearts and the Creator.
Exousia is a Greek New Testament term primarily meaning delegated authority, right, or jurisdiction. Unlike dunamis, inherent power, or might, exousia signifies lawful permission to act on behalf of a higher power, often interpreted as the authority given by Christ to believers to rule over spiritual darkness, heal, and act in His name.
Core spiritual meanings and aspects. Delegated authority. It is not personal power, but power of attorney, operating under a chain of command, such as the authority Jesus received from the Father, Matthew 28:18, or that which he delegates to disciples. Authorization versus ability. Exousia represents the legal right or permission to act, or it is lawful, while dunamis refers to the power or strength to execute that action. Jurisdiction over darkness. Believers are given exousia to tread over spiritual opposition and the works of the enemy, as outlined in Luke 10:19. Freedom and right. It can mean the liberty or privilege to choose, such as the right to become children of God, John 1:12. Rooted in being. It comes from the roots ek, meaning out of, and eimi, meaning to be, suggesting authority that flows from one's being or union with Christ, rather than just outward force.
Exousia is utilized to indicate the legal authority to enforce God's kingdom on earth, as opposed to merely possessing the strength to do so.
Each teaching is very basic, and there is more to each part of them. But just to keep things short as I can, I summarize them all and let you do the work. These are only tools, useful when used. Use them or not, I do not love you any less. If you made it this far, I say thank you, namaste, and shalom to you.